All right, everybody, welcome back to DIY, brought to you by a new sponsor this week, actually. I feel like I've neglected this for a very long time. The bell button is our new sponsor. It's right below the video next to the subscribe button. You can bell me, bro, and then you get notifications. So big thanks to the bell for sponsoring. It's pretty swick. Check it out. Let's start off with number 19. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. Sorry, it's from TikTok, but honestly, what the heck is this? It's inconvenient. That's what that is. Why would you ever want to do that to a car of yours and make it impossible to go anywhere and impossible to go over any moderate sort of hump without the car just scraping and beaching itself? Also, there is no way that that thing has enough strength to be able to withstand the force of that center bouncing up and down. Like, that thing is just going to snap in half at some point and be a real hazard for other people on the road. Like, that's so heavy. That is so heavy. Oh my God. And it's still just on like the default amount of wheels and tires that you would have on the pickup, but just, it doesn't seem safe. That's all. Is it just me, or these fantastic finds are here to bring you a little joy? Pretty in pink with drink hole Velcro. All right, guys. We can all be mature adults here, okay? But really, is anyone gonna eat or drink with a mask on, other than the person who came up with the mask that stores beer in a clear pouch on the inside, and then you don't actually have to take off your mask to consume your beer or whatever liquid you put in, and then it's just really sticky and difficult to clean. But whatever the case may be, it's like, look, if we're eating, it's not gonna work with masks, all right? That's just kind of a given at this point. Is anyone really gonna go ahead and do this? Take a sip and then Velcro it back up? Also, the Velcro definitely not going to filter out any sort of pathogen that you could be inhaling. It just doesn't seem very effective. This whole van is pretty cursed. This reminds me of seeing people take their front-wheel drive cars and put trays under the back tires so that they can just do like crazy spins and drifts and stuff, except you do that in like a closed course, empty parking lot sort of thing. You don't actually then go and take it to the road. Also, I really hope that this is a front-wheel drive truck. Otherwise, I really don't know how this is working, and it's not very safe. Not that it's very safe anyway, but yeah, that's impressive. I hope that they're on the way to the repair shop, because if they're not, it's really problematic. Pretty sure it decreased in value. I mean, it's pretty resistant to any sort of dents. It's like, hey man, I see people wrapping their cars with X-Bell for paint protection. Oh yeah, they had different like layers, so we could just take a lot of small things and coat the entire car in it. And then it'll be great paint protection. You won't see the paint anymore, other than the little bits that are now corroded by copper, but it'll be great protection for the most part, because it'll, be an added layer, so nothing will actually hit the paint. It'll just hit the pennies, even if it's between the gaps. So very smart, very classy. It's a good look. I like how they oriented all of the pennies in the same direction. It's like when they lay carbon fiber for an exposed carbon fiber body on a car like Ford GT, which I couldn't get that option on when I got mine. They really, like, that's the big thing, is they have to line up all of the carbon fiber weave so it matches. They had to do this here with the pennies, and it's truly an art. Seeing is overrated. No, shh, copyright, shh. Okay, melt and bend the spoon. Stick a plastic joining spoons for nose support. Decorate it as you want. Ah, yes. I love to wear spoons on my face while I'm trying to sleep. It's very, very comfortable. Oh, it's not even for sleeping. It's just so that you can wear spoons on your face. Interesting. I mean, you know what? I can't even fault people at this point. Bet this is like 50 million views on TikTok, because things just get views there, even though I've never posted on there. I probably wouldn't get views, but things do get views on TikTok, and it's like, hey, if it's working for your business, putting spoons on your face, then you should put spoons on your face every single day. More power to you right there. I'm just not going to do that. But you know your market. Still not sure why I made this. I think you made it because you knew that you could have a giggle and post it on Reddit and get upvotes. And that's why you made it. Now you have to live with it or dispose of it somehow. And the thing is, that's too big to fit in your garbage can, so you're either gonna have to dismantle it, or you're gonna have to put that out for somebody to collect. And, you know, I feel like I've got a pretty decent amount of self-confidence, but there's something about putting that out on the side of the road in front of my house that I really feel a little bit too self-conscious about to be able to do it. Maybe I'd just sneakily put it in front of a neighbor's house, call the special trash pickup to their house, be like, not mine, wonder where that came from. Not a clue. Wow, people get up to some weird stuff during quarantine, don't they? Something went wrong here. Okay, what are we trying to make here? 5-minute crafts. Are these some pants? They look like pants, except you're cutting the pants in places that seem concerning. Oh, you're turning the pants into a shirt. Okay. Alright, I mean, great muscle shirt, though. It really shows off the gains. And, I mean, if you've been able to keep the gains during quarantine, it shows some real dedication, access to a private gym, or living somewhere where the gyms have remained open. I guess that's also a possibility. I'm kind of impressed if those were actually still pants. But the other thing is, how do you have pants that are still tight when you put your arms through them? Like, yoga pants or not, I don't think they're gonna be tight. If, like, my gym tight compression short pants, whatever you want to call them, I put my arm through the thigh area. It's gonna be very loose. Like, what kind of legs were those made for? Like, chair legs? What? My friend made an umbrella holder out of women's handbag and concrete. Just looks like someone accidentally dropped their purse inside of a construction site, and then it was recovered, and they like had a policy they were obligated to return the purse to someone, try to find who dropped it, and they're like, ma'am, here's your purse. Not really usable any longer, but we still thought it might look nice as a paperweight. And she was like, yeah, absolutely. I can use it to hold an umbrella. Just the thing. It's things nobody ever would have thought of is a concrete purse umbrella holder. That is a brand new sentence. Reusable water balloons, anyone? Crocheted water balloons. There's something about that seems problematic. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I don't, is there a balloon actually inside of the crocheting? Because I'm curious how that works. I don't know, if I like fold up my shirt or something and then try to fill it with water, it doesn't work super well. So I'm just trying to figure out the difference here, because if it's on top of a balloon, isn't that balloon inside still gonna pop when you throw it? And it's just, anyway, logistic problems here, but maybe they figured it out. I converted my comb into shutter shade sunglasses. I guess that sort of works, other than the part where it doesn't really block out half of the light. Although I guess if you're looking at it, just a little strip there at the bottom. But it seems like it would kind of, I don't know, distort things and make it more difficult to see. Like, you'd probably crash into something on the road if you were trying to wear those to block out the sunlight. But hey, you know, it's really convenient that you can just lift them off and comb your hair at the same time. So I'll give you that much. I haven't combed my hair since my last haircut. That's kind of the only time it gets combed. But otherwise, if you need to comb your hair, very convenient. You'll never forget them. Except you probably will. Where are my sunglasses? The person asks as they're wearing them on their face. Where's my comb? As they're wearing it. Why? Just why? Because some people are forever alone and want to feel the sensation of some human contact, especially during quarantine. Okay, there are people like me who they're only getting out of the house is going for a drive. And, you know, you could also add on to the going for a drive with a little bit of socializing with the hands that's coming out of your gear shift so that you can get some human interaction while you get out of the house, or at least feel like that. Even if you don't leave the car either. You just go for a drive, stay in the car, don't talk to anyone else. It's good times. I'm sorry, the mouse goes where? Okay. I mean, this looks like a pretty nifty project, actually. It's looking pretty impressive. Some good craftsmanship. Is it, what? Oh, it's going to be a keyboard. Not really what I expected, but I get the idea. It actually is like a usable way to retrofit. Huh. So you could actually use it for like an... This is not what I envisioned here. I was envisioning it having the proper keys in the proper position. Yeah, to where you can actually use it for an FPS. It's kind of cool, except for the part where he's not actually using it for an FPS. He was just using it to punch people, which is kind of disappointing. I feel like, you know, you spent all this time and effort on making a gun controller for a keyboard and mouse, and then you don't demonstrate it with a first-person shooter. Wasn't that the point? Why didn't you do what it was? I'm sure you could, but I'm just kind of, I wanted to see that, and you didn't do it. I'm left unsatisfied. Like, I appreciate the work. Doesn't look very easy to type on. And also feel like aiming is going to be kind of a pain, but it's a good outfit, dude. Just he's pulling the trigger and it's punching people. It's not what it's... Why that? Why even have a tree if you hate nature? Some rich people put anti-bird spikes on trees to protect fancy cars from poo. I mean, if I had a fancy car I cared a lot about, I would ensure that I had some sort of place to store it inside a garage. Now, whether or not my house had room to accommodate, I know there are places that, like New York, where a very expensive house could have no parking that comes with it. But at that point, then you're probably going to go and park that in a garage rather than on the street under a tree where birds poop on it. That said, I mean, if the tree is on private property and they want to put spikes on their tree, then by all means, they should be able to put spikes on their tree, I suppose. Would be interesting to see a ballot measure, though, about a particular tree in a particular area, voting on whether or not to put anti-bird spikes on it because they were pooping on cars. That's pretty extreme. Or just close the curtains. No. See, you're missing the point. It's not that you close the curtains or do whatever the heck they're going to do there. It's that you go get your spoons and you put your spoons on your... Okay. Now, I stand by my point. Put your spoons on your face. It's way better than painting your window with edible things. Why would you do that? Why would you paint your window with something that's going to get really gross? That seems like a terrible idea. It's just going to look bad. It's just going to, like, there's whatever, even if it turns into glue or you use glue, it's just going to be oozing through whatever the fabric you put over it. And it's just, go get your spoons, okay? Go look at the post a few ones down. It's a way easier solution here. Build your own nightmare fuel. Short post. Every time I see something like this, I just think, Sid, all right, what are you doing, man? This seems illegal. What? Oh, okay. All right. It's the doll centipede. Honestly, it looks a little bit like a spine, to be completely honest. Is that actually what you're going to use it for? It really does look like... I guess, does that mean centipedes look like human spines? Maybe that's what I'm saying here. Well made, though. You and Sid would get along great. Find an unalived beetle, cover it in hot glue. Fashion. You know, there was part of me that thought they meant a car, and I was really about to compliment their commitment to covering a car in hot glue. Like, that'd be a heck of a project. Instead, though, I'm confused why. Like, it's weird enough to want to wear an unalived bug around your neck. Maybe they're like, oh, it's kind of this ancient Egyptian looking thing where like gold scarabs were a thing back then. I don't know. Just according to media I've seen. Whether or not that's accurate, I'm not entirely sure. But why would you cover it in hot glue? It just looks like a mess. If you're gonna wear it around your neck, I mean, just attach it somehow around here, but leave it kind of as it is, rather than just making an absolute mess out of it to where it just looks like a rock that you dipped inside a jar of glue, and like, that's that. And then you look closer, you're like, that's a beetle, isn't it? All right. I don't need to know anymore. And the top for the last month saw on Shorty Life Hacks a definite DIY. 31 insanely cool remodeling ideas for your home. Okay, well, obviously, this is a stock photo. And I love the fact that someone had to come up with the idea for this, for a photo shoot. Like, we're gonna take your desk and your office space setup, and we're gonna make it a sandbox. And the person who's posing for the photo is just like, what even got into you to come up with that idea? I never could have come up with that in a million years, but here we are, because you know what I like to have next to my computer is sand, and lots of it, so I can just accidentally kick up some sand, have it get sucked in by the fan into my computer, and I'm sure that does great things over time. Absolutely. We should also just, pour some water on it at the time being. Just simulate some waves coming in, get some water splashing into the computer. It's all great. Really builds character. Incredible idea for a stock photo shoot, though. I've got to give them kudos for that. That's it for the last month of DIY. I hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to like if you liked, and also check out our sponsor, the bell button. It's pretty slick. New sponsor, dude. Playlist in the description if you want to catch more of these. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I should have said hit the bell after subscribing. That would have been better. I'm still learning. New sponsor. I'll see you next time.